Alright peeps, welcome back to one version. We're chasing the waterfalls, doing the waterfall map to green our whole area once again. But since we're all green over here, we need to get 2 grafters, grafting in the farmhouse, which means sacrificing with 2 inventors. Now Davey and I said you didn't have to wear your farmer's hat, you could retire as an inventor. However, I changed me bloody mind. And something else we're gonna do this little season is both 2 more sprogs. Look at them can. Oh, we only got 1 water. We need to get a beaver slurping up some water as well. Now before we pause beaver here, let's make sure they're not about to come back with 2 logs and lose them because I paused them as they were coming back. So let's get E sitting on your arse, then unpaused, and you should become a builder. Bloody perfect. Because ye, pal, need to get a lot more water storage on the go, because we had just about enough stored up for that little drought. And as well, I think it's time that we pop some berry storage and some water storage up here, not only to service these breeding pods, but to service the grafters in the farmhouse, in the lumberjack flags, and the inventors. It's a proper resource hub. And if we're popping those in, we may as well pop this little berry hoose in, because Bitterborg here has got a lot of slurping to be doing. Oh, and blooming heck, with Davey Jr taking charge, these beavers are wasting no time getting every single kohlrabi plopped in the ground here. And look at our beavers doing their bit, bringing the berries and the water all the way up to our babbies to ensure they've got plenty of nutrients to pop out the sprog pod. Although, as you can see, they have to run all the way down here to do that. Or just to simply pass out. Looks like Davey Jr has migrated away from the blueberries. It's getting a bit hectic over there. And he's decided to chill by the future pond. Oh, mild spoiler alert. We're going to be demolishing this blockage at some point. Now I'm going to change the jobs around because we didn't have many kohlrabis to plant. So Davey Jr, you're going to be in charge of that. Kimaro, you're going to be our only inventor, because we really bloody need the science points. But we also really need to build. We also really need to slurp. Oh yeah, and we'd also love to be chopping down the trees. Now I'm in 2 minds whether I focus on damming up this section so we get some water retention, or beelining straight for a bad water repulsion solution, because this could be our last cycle without a bad tide. We got Davey Jr over there planting the last of the kohlrabis. We've got Sugarbogs here plugging in the last of the planks. Oh! Alright, Davey Jr, it's time once again for you to take that farmer's hat off and get back to being a bloody inventor. And I'm going to switch these beavers to harvesting and all. This is the next most important build. So Beaver, get bloody banging away on it. And it wouldn't take them too long actually. I reckon after this, it'll be a bloody inn, and we'll get berries stored in there. So Bitterborg, when he gets hungry, doesn't have to go all the way round to pick a berry with the gatherer flag. Oh, speaking of berries and gatherer flags, we should be picking these fresh berries up. Although if we do this, we will not have a builder anymore. And we need a builder. We desperately need a builder. So Gamaro, you're on you, district builder. And Subbaroz, pal, you pick those berries as quickly as you can so they can get their percentage refreshed and start growing fresh berries. The only beavers want to hang out with a cupcake? Who's terrified that we're going to get a day 3 tide warning? Or would you rather just pass out in the kohlrabi till morning? Alright, did we get it? We did! That's why you don't mention it, MiGly, man! But hey, it's just all part of the challenge, isn't it? We're definitely not getting anything done with this cycle, so I am 100% beelining our way up to the bad water repulsion system. And I'm going to fully commit to that by spending 70 science points on some stairs. And we can finally actually connect all of these up together. It'll be bloody grandio. And in case you're wondering what we're going to be plopping in over here, I can guarantee you, you're not expecting it. It's a handy dandy small pail! That's right! The handy dandy small warehouse! We've got to be efficient here. And since we're going to be chopping down these trees at some point, we may as well have somewhere close by to store them. Plus with the iron teeth, they're solid, so you can build on top of them. Now, is this my first actually functional cheaty-deaty warehouse pile? If so, that shows bloody growth, doesn't it? Or just efficient cheating. One of the two. Alright, so bros, you pick up those last couple of berries so I can get you paused. And then you can go and be useful elsewhere. No, I paused them too soon. I think we lost the berries. Edit that, MiGly. Make sure you zoom in on that. And Carla's a proper numpty. I've got to remember that. Nay, wait, because I've got the... Yes, I've got the... Wow! Old mate was carrying a lot of berries there, wasn't he? Is that all of, like, previous lost berries? Or can he just carry 14 berries? How many berries he got in your bloody hand, mate? Ah, you can only carry 2. They only plonked 14 in there. I wonder if that is all the lost berries. When I've been trying to be efficient and pausing the beavers as we've went in. I mean, I'm certainly not complaining, like. Ooh, we do have 2 builders. That is unnecessary. Let's get on pausing a bloody inventor. And I'm very happy that we got the kohlrabies planted immediately. Otherwise, our wee babby beavers here might never have got to see adulthood. Speaking of babby beavers, we need to make sure we pause these. Oh, look at this, man! It's proper happening! You see, when these beavers get hungry, they just get some berries. And then soon, when they get thirsty, they'll be able to just come here for some water. Not all the way down here for some water. Oh, that's scary. It's officially scary enough to get a second water slurper in here. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any logs, so we're going to have to chop down some trees before we do any water slurping. But I do want to ensure we do that as quickly as possible. So we're getting 2 lumberjack flags, chop down these deed pines, and chop down these lovely sprucey pines. I see we've got enough logs, so I've just paused the 2 lumberjack flags. I want to see 2 beaver builders in here. And I want to see this bad lad absolutely smashed in. You know what? We're going to do this angle because you can see the beavers coming down the path there and bang it in. The big old water slurper. But now that's in, we've got a whole new emergency situation. Davey Jr, I need you out here ripping up kohlrabies. Thankfully, we still have a builder. So Kamaru, get in there with Davey Jr and rip up every single kohlrabi in the next 1.5 days. And then ideally we can stop eating the blueberries, which we need to pop some sprogs. Which, yes, we need to make sure we keep on top of and get paused. But with 2 water slurpers, I am confident we will fill all of these tanks. And hopefully, this tank up here. And we should be able to get all of these kohlrabis out before they dry up and die. Hopefully, this drought is not long enough to kill off all of our blueberries, because that would potentially spell the end of one vision. Now what? I'm actually so scared of that eventuality that I am going to line this campfire the whole way around with breeding pods. And as we delete these lumberjack flags, they're going to be replaced with breeding pods. Now we do need to be careful that we don't just punk all of our water in all of these fresh breeding pods and end up with knee beavers anyway. It's a proper balancing act, and one that we absolutely need to perfect. Look at thirsty Davey Jr here. Prime working hours, having to go all the way down here to get some water, but thankfully he doesn't have to go very far for some food. Mainly because he works at the farmhouse and he just chomps it up the second he's bloody pucked one out the ground. Now, because I'm a tad apprehensive about our wood supply here, the very first stair that we're going to build is out of these logs. So let's plop this bad lad in, make it a high priority stair, and then we've already got a nice convenient path through the back of the campfire to run up here. Oh no, this is it, peeps. The last 0.6 days, we are 24 working day in this last day. We're not full on water. We're reasonably close. However, if we have a little scoot tower here, we are not full on water. And we would very much like to be full on water for this next bloody drought. So beavers, I want these slurping up every little milliliter of water until the river runs dry. And there's the river run dry. You can see all of our kohlrabis drying out and dying 1 point whatever days. But thankfully we've got Davey Jr taking charge, pulling up all the kohlrabis. We most certainly do not need yees to grafting in here. I'd much rather yees be filling up these lumberjack flags. 5.8 days. We will still have blueberries after this. That is fantastic. We are very lucky with these short bloody droughts. But that will not last forever now, will it? But the 24-hour mad dash did work out in our favour. And I need to get amongst pausing these bloody breeding pods, didn't I? Because they're about to pop a bloody sprog. There we go, 2 pause breeding pods, read at the end. Now I think about it, it might be wise to cop an inventor. Look at Davey Jr here, up at the crack of dawn with the babbies. Everyone else is passed out, and his mouth's as dry as cotton. But unlike his sleepy former brethren, he's up and about, picking kohlrabies out the ground. We got our beaver chippity chopping down the trees, and 2 beavers in the farmhouse. Now the second these are all picked up, or by the looks of some of these, dried up and died, we'll be able to get 2 beavers off the farmhouse. Oh, and look, we've got an inventor, thirsty inventor, that only have to go and down the road, and then they're straight back to graft. The efficiency is fantastic, but not perfect. Because, yeah, nah, I really do not think we're going to end up pulling up all of these kohlrabies in the next one day. Oh, we certainly won't if we're full on bloody storage. Oh, we're 2 babbies that grew up. Look, we've got Davey Jr back to being a builder. I was trying to get you to be an inventor, but you know what? If you want to be a builder, you can be a bloody builder. And I assume you're building the big wheel. You aren't far off, like. I wonder if we could do just a mild speedy up bit of the inventor hut spinning around, the pines swaying in the breeze, and Davey Jr banging in the water wheel. I mean, you should never doubt Davey Jr now, should you? He may be 40, which is pretty close to corking at age when he's a homeless beaver, unfortunately, like. Man literally has one well-being. Please go to the campfire, Davey, and get a bit more well-being in you. Where you off? Davey, where are you? He's banging in the ladders back here. Workaholic, man. He's an absolute champion. Unlike Verkska, yeah, who just likes to create jobs for no reason. Now we'll get Verkska. Oh, no, we won't. We'll get Davey Jr. I'm sorry, Davey Jr. Now, I'm going to faff about here until Davey Jr.'s in the inventor. Davey Jr. the inventor, which means it's not Davey Jr. in the bloody lumberjack flag. And that's all that matters. Well, that and hanging out with your former beavers after night time. Oh, I wanted to see the reflection on your hat. It looked mint. Oh, I'm enjoying hanging out with only one version beavers, like. Oh, on your back! Look at that reflection on the rim of his hat. Different mind that I'm in the fire. It just makes us nice and crispy. Oh no, it's happening overnight. I've just copped some of these kohlrabies drying up and dying. Get in there, Camaro, pick them all up. Or at least show the one that magically dries up, but then you can pick up anyway. Go on. Yeah, look at him, he's picking it up. I'm glad they didn't patch that out. That is fair dinkum, because he's already selected, he's already said this is mine. Doesn't matter if it dries up, it's bloody his. And now we can have 3 lumberjack flags and a bloody builder. This is amazing, this. It's only episode 3 and we've got 2 inventors, 3 bloody lumberjack flags and a builder. Unheard of, this, like. Absolutely unheard of. Oh, we're about to get the industrial lumber mill in. Now the next time the water flows, we'll be ready to make some planks. And with the rest of the prioritisation here, we should be ready to store some planks as well. Let's get on the planker and watch our beavers bang in all this glorious storage. And maybe even catch a pine or 3 getting chomped. And there we are. It's all in. And now the beaver's job is to simply bang in 2 breeding pods, which they do in no time at all. Which means I need to keep an eye on these and make sure I don't accidentally birth any sprogs. Or completely drain our water here. But with 2.4 days remaining, we have done fantastic during this drought on water. How little water did we have saved up last drought? We ended the fact our 1 water. Look at the dent in the forest we've made. Oh, it's great and bad. But it'll be fantastic when we're planking it up. Look at the storage there all ready to go, man. You know what I might do? I might unpause the gatherer flag and just for fun, pause the lumberjack flag. We can still be building. We can pick up some blueberries and hopefully store them over here so our lumber millers can be super efficient. And I'm also going to unpause the second farmhouse because that would have came in handy in avoiding all of these kohlrabies drying up and dying and being utterly wasted. Although that does have me thinking, maybe we don't need to store berries in here. Maybe this can be kohlrabi storage. Oh boy, beavers! Get your sources off the deck and get yourself chopping some trees, banging in a farmhouse, and inventing some new ideas. And here we have a beaver banging in the farmhouse as requested, as well as some beavers thinking up some new ideas. Like, for example, what if, instead of leaving half the block empty, we just filled up the entire block? That way water wouldn't get past at all. And that does have me thinking once again about doing here. You see, how many of these 6 blocks do we need to have as floodgates? Could I very simply just levy over there and have 1 floodgate on the end? I do like the idea of that. But if that one little square is not enough, I'm going to lose 99% of the logs I put into it. So I reckon I'll pause this levy for now. We definitely want these 4 in. I'm sure 2 will do just fine. I kind of want to do 3, because, you know, there's 5 sources up here. But I reckon 2 will do. Oh, blooming heck, beavers, you should start building all of these. I suppose it's a good thing I've just asked you to start building these down here at a higher priority, innit? Well, I guess I've got 3 breeding pods to keep an eye on, make sure they don't accidentally start popping sprogs. Oh, look at all kohlrabi's all green in the box there. That's much nicer than these pale blue boxes. I mean, it's not, but it's nice to see them. To see them nice. But you know what goes through my mind when I see the sun setting? It's not let us do a couple of more hours graft. It's let us dive into the bloody campfire and hang out with our lovely beavers. How's your day been? See you later. Any other beavers gonna come hang out with a cupcake? Or you're too busy making sure there's plenty of water and berries in here? And I've just remembered something from the patch notes. The Iron Teeth have the scavenger flag unlocked from the very beginning. So let's get a scavenger flag on here. Just the one for now, you know. We're not even up to this level. But it's good to know we can start getting metal when we need it. Because we need metal for sluicing things up, you know. Amongst other things, for now, we can rely on good old-fashioned wood. Tell you what, like, the sight of these dry straws fills us with sorrow. One day, straws, we will have you permanently moist, as it should be. I must admit, I do feel bad for our bitterbog, like, they have to come all the way down here just to build a bloody dam. However, we do have halfway point berries and halfway point water, which are about to bloody enjoy. That's making old mate that little bit more efficient. Look at him, he's straight back there banging. He wouldn't have went back banging anywhere near now if we didn't have that halfway water. Just don't mind the fact that that's naturally where the water is. But my question is, with 8 out of 12 logs in here, can Bittybog get the last 2 logs in before clock off o'clock? Why I can! They don't even call you a bloody Bitterbog the leg end for now, do they? But as we have another beautiful sunset occurring, it is unfortunately going to be another sunset to this episode. I reckon we've made fair dinkum progress here this episode. We've got 2 bonus beavers, which will be getting plunked straight in the lumber mill, hence why we've been storing up 44 logs. We've got 3 more breeding pods we need to micromanage. That's always fun. But most importantly, we are not going to start the next episode with 1 water. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode of 1 version. Make sure you tune back to the next one, where we're going to be finally plonking and planking. But will we make it up to the water sources in time for a bad tide? And the quickest way to find out how glorious / disastrous the next episodes are going to become is by having yourself a cozy kip like these couple of beavers here. But before you fall asleep, toodles!